Good morning. So I want to talk about something a little crazy this morning, but I'm going to read an article from Breitbart. It says a jury found a vegan mother guilty of murder for the death of her malnourished 18-month-old son after she fed him only raw vegetables, fruits, and breast milk. Sheila O'Leary, a 39-year-old Florida mother, could be sentenced to life in prison after the week-long trial concluded on Tuesday. O'Leary's son Ezra died in September 2019 from malnutrition complications after she fed him a vegan diet for his short-lived tenure on Earth. Doctors determined that O'Leary had not fed Ezra for 1 week by the time he died. O'Leary and her husband, who was also charged with murder, called 911 after their son stopped breathing. When paramedics arrived, they pronounced Ezra dead at the scene. Paramedics concluded examinations of the couple's 3 children and determined that 2 of them, ages 3 and 5 years old, were severely malnourished. The eldest child, 11, was in better health than the others because she has a different father. As the Daily Mail reported, their skin color was yellow and one suffered such poor dental hygiene that their teeth were black. Sheila also has an 11-year-old daughter from a previous relationship, and her health was considerably better than that of the other kids. Police believe it is down to the fact that the girl visited her father in a different state regularly and was given a proper diet there. Florida prosecutors accused O'Leary of failing to seek proper medical care for her son after he displayed signs of being ill. Quote, "She chose to disregard his cries. She didn't need a scale," so she must have been weighing everything, I guess, but she didn't need a scale to see his bones. She didn't need a scale to hear his cry, Assistant State Attorney Sarah Miller said during the trial's closing arguments. "We are here because their children were starving so much that the youngest starved to death." O'Leary's sentencing will occur on July 25th. All right, so let me make something abundantly clear. I am not a nutritionist. I'm not. And I am not a vegan. I am not. I am an omnivore. I eat almost anything. I will try all kinds of things. And then wisdom has kicked in. And for example, I'm not going to go belly up in a ghost pepper. Just not happening. Not happening. But then here comes an interesting thing, right? Genesis 1:11 says, "Then God said, let the earth sprout vegetation, plants yielding seed, and fruit trees on the earth, bearing fruit after their kind with seed in them, and it was so." So, from a scriptural perspective, I can't go and say, well, she was giving him fruits and vegetables and breast milk. But he was malnourished. So a little common sense should kick in and say, maybe he needs something else. And then I was thinking about this morning as I was out on my walk and as I was talking to Danny, I was thinking about different things that I supplement with. So for example, I take acetyl L-carnitine and alpha-lipoic acid. They work in conjunction because alpha-lipoic acid is a fantastic anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. Acetyl L-carnitine helps to take body fat, put it into the cell, the mitochondria, to get your body going, to get your energy going. I take sea kelp because it has a ton of iodine. It also is very good at giving energy, and the iodine is fantastic for your thyroid. I mean, there are different things that I do after having done substantial amounts of research that I recognize I don't get as much, even though I eat a ton of vegetables. My goal since May has been to get down to 190 pounds by August 1st. Now, I may not hit that, but that's the goal. But it's to do it in a healthy way. So I supplement in order to augment my health, but I also do some exercise. I also watch the processed foods and sugars and whatever that are available that I don't eat, and I'm down 27 pounds. So my goal is to get to 190. I'm at 215. Okay. And I have a month left. So could I lose another 25 pounds? Yeah, but maybe not. My goal is to get to 190. If I don't hit my target without hurting myself, without fasting too much, without eating the wrong things, or actually causing myself starvation, then I'm taking care of myself. I'm looking out for me so that I can take care of my family, right? My goal is to get off my blood pressure medication, which is a very small dose now, but to get off of it completely. My snoring has stopped since inflammation, puffiness, and all that jazz in my body have come down. I'm healthier. I'm in the fourth belt notch now, and I was saying to my wife, I said, honey, you know what? I have a problem. She said, what? And I said, I'm losing weight. And she rolled her eyes. Just fine. But I said, no, it's actually a problem, because when I hit my target weight, I'm going to have to go buy new clothes. And she said, well, I guess we're all going to have to go buy new clothes anyway, so we'll add you on the list. I'm like, okay, great, thanks. But I was thinking about just what do we supplement ourselves with in life? And what is the quality of the food that we're eating? Now, we can take that as an analogy, and we can look at it and we can say, okay, my main meal is that, based on what you believe, is that the Bible? Is that the Quran? Is that, Sanskrit? Is it Hegel? Is it Jung? I mean, whatever it happens to be for you, what is your main diet? What do you supplement with? Do you spend your time flipping through TikTok dance videos? Or do you listen to Jim Rohn? Or do you listen to Gary Vee? Or Sean Whalen? Or Ed Millett? Neil Patel? What are you supplementing with? Are you going and reading a book like Stronger? Are you reading a book like Wild John? There are different things that you can do. As a Man Thinketh, great book. Sun Tzu's The Art of Warfare, or The Art of War, depending on the translation. Great book. But what are you also supplementing with? How are you increasing knowledge? How are you increasing wisdom? Are you reading something that you really don't know anything about in order to get application from that? So, as a dad, I think it's my responsibility to do the best I can in every area of my life, to really drill down into something that I'm passionate about, and that discipline and having success in that field is going to spill over into other areas. So then, what do you do about teaching your wife, teaching your children through your own actions, taking responsibility? What are they learning from you? What are you learning from them? Right? Is one of the kids telling you that they're going to do something and then they forget? Well, did they forget on a consistent basis over a week and a half? And now you have to have a serious discussion with them. Hey, you gave me your word you were going to do this, and you're not keeping your word, so now, the next time you don't keep your word, there's a penalty. Or, hey, you're not keeping your word, was I not clear? If you weren't clear, how do you create clarity, right? So, in the Rule of 15, we talk about setting clear expectations. We also talk about speaking clearly. So I can set a clear expectation in a different language because I didn't speak clearly. It's not understood. I can model accountability and say, you know what, I screwed up. I need to do better. And there have been the following challenges, but ultimately it rests on my shoulders. And since it's on my shoulders, even though those things that occurred are legit, I didn't get it done, and I need to get whatever it happens to be done, right? Silly example, forgot to register one of the vehicles. And it's the only reason I forgot to do that is as I was going into the glove box to change insurance cards, all of a sudden I was like, oh, I missed it. So I'm a month late. What do? Went on the state website, took care of it as soon as I got back home from my trip. How did I remember to do it? Knowing that I might forget because I've got my mind circulating and all kinds of other things, I grabbed it out, stuck it on the dashboard so it's right next to me, so when I'm locking the car, turning the engine off, it's immediate, it's right there, pull it right off the dashboard, and I'm taking it in with me. It is what it is. Find your way of doing things. But you have a responsibility to be the best you can be. And I know that sounds cliche, but it is true. You have a responsibility in whatever area you can be the best in. Get there, focus on that, and let that cup run over and fill the other ones. I mean, think about that tower of champagne glasses. There's one at the top. And there are 3 or 4 flutes, and then there are 10 flutes, and then there are 20 flutes, and you're pouring champagne in one. Well, some of it's going to spill, right? And it is what it is, but some of it's going to fill those other glasses. You just keep pouring, right? And just keep pouring, and just keep pouring until everything is filled, because what overflows in one will spill over into the others. So, dill pickles, calories for 1 pickle spear, 4.2 calories. Interesting. But you know what they're great at? Sodium. And you need sodium so that your muscles work, because you need potassium so your cells work. That sodium-potassium pump, got to have it. You need both. You need, I think, 4 times more potassium than you need sodium, but, it is what it is. Saturated fat, zilch. Polyunsaturated fat, zilch. Monounsaturated fat, zilch. Cholesterol, zilch. Potassium, 41 milligrams for 1 pickle spear. Maybe the whole spear, or maybe the whole pickle might have been 200 potassium. Well, you need 4,700 in a day, according to my doctor. Maybe I should incorporate more pickles. There's basically no calories in them, but I get all kinds of sodium and potassium, and it's good for me. Just a thought. So, don't get Freudian on me about the pickles. Come on, Dad. No bad dad jokes. Vitamin A. It's got some. Vitamin C, calcium, iron. Pickles. Who knew? All right. Have a good one. Enjoy your crazy, wacky Saturday. Feed your kids. Get them a balanced diet. And you too. Take it easy.